All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Back to Tomboy Official here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm having some coffee. We're on day 28. We got 3 more days of this book. It's almost 8 a.m., 7:56 a.m. right now. So, this morning so far, well, let's get into the thing, and then for the morning brain dump, I'll just talk about this morning so far. So I'm only like an hour or so into the morning. So day 28, the quote from Abraham Hicks: "The most valuable skill or talent that you could ever develop is that of directing your thoughts toward what you want. As you go through today, pay attention to your thoughts and words. Are they attracting what you want?" All right. So, if I think about last evening, my favorite party yesterday was hanging out with a friend of mine. And I tried to rest. I was tired. Tried to rest. Ordered some food to get delivered that got delivered to the wrong place. Checked the neighbors' doorsteps. The food wasn't there. Had to call the delivery, and the company couldn't get in touch with the person. So I'm going to get refunded and ended up ordering food elsewhere by that point because I was kind of on a time crunch and trying to rest until I needed to get dressed, if that makes sense. And so I didn't want to get dressed early, go leave, come back. That's a whole at least 30-40 minutes because our places are pretty crowded out here, and so it's hard to do something even in 15 minutes, in all honesty. Usually it takes at least 30 minutes to drive somewhere and do something real quick and then drive back. But I was trying to rest because I was so tired, and because I'd only slept really 4 quality hours or so. And then the things I wanted to do yesterday, I think I did them all except for the gym. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't really exercise. I mean, we were walking around a little bit, but it wasn't an exercise pace. It was more standing, walking, in a really huge store. But we were mostly browsing, looking at things, standing in certain spots and stuff. So that was most of my physical activity. And then I got back home not later than I wanted, but later than I thought. We didn't hang out super late, but then I went to get sushi, and then I went to get all my cannabis products refilled. And so once I got all that refilled, I came back to the house. I think by the time I got to the dispensary, it was 6:45 p.m. when I was leaving. So I got to the house at almost 7. Was kind of about to eat dinner at 7:15 or 7:20 or so. I ate that sushi, and then I got the salmon lovers. It's basically I don't know, just a lot of salmon on top of the sushi, and then it's almost like a California roll with salmon in it, like a salmon roll. But it's got instead of the crab, it's got salmon. And then I got these tofu nuggets from there. It's a 4-piece tofu nuggets that has carrots, edamame, tofu. It's kind of a little lightly deep fried in the tempura. I think it's the tempura batter. It's a light batter. It's not the crispy McDonald's chicken nugget type batter. It's like a lighter batter, but almost the same size nuggets. And it was really good. And I ate pretty healthy. Yesterday. That's something I accomplished. So I had that sushi. I had for lunch. I ended up having Jersey Mike's. It didn't really have much on that sandwich. It was like a regular size turkey provolone. I added my own mustard. I think it has like black pepper flakes, but or maybe like oregano or something, but I didn't add black pepper. I probably would have. It only had just like iceberg lettuce, turkey, some onions, cheese, and white bread. I either overlooked that they didn't have a lot of choices chosen for the condiments, or like extra, like I thought I put for like pickles, banana peppers, all that. Oh, I had tomatoes too. But yeah, I feel like they didn't put all the stuff on there. And I could have used wheat bread. That would have been slightly healthier probably, but because my groceries didn't show up, I was kind of just like, all right, I just want whatever's the fastest thing. That I kind of default to Jersey Mike's. I do think Subway might be a better choice just because they have actual more vegetables, but I don't know, the vinaigrettes, I don't know, Subway doesn't have they don't have Swiss cheese anymore, and they don't have, like, what do you call it? They don't have Swiss, and they don't have, that other thing. I'm blanking. That sweet onion sauce. They have like a sweet teriyaki now, but it's not the same. And that kind of made those sandwiches for me. Like, I feel like they're kind of not too flavorful. Like, they have some vinegar, but they don't. I feel like I like Jersey Mike's vinegar, like sandwich vinegar, better. For some reason, but I don't really know what. I don't know what it is. I feel like Jersey Mike's, maybe the turkey tastes fresher, because I feel like they shaved that turkey. Like, I think it's not like prepackaged like lunch meat. Like, I think, well, I mean, it's still like a prepackaged processed meat, but it's like, I don't know, it feels a little fresher. I don't know if it is. I haven't really checked, but I'm gonna do another order from Instacart for my groceries. Seeing if I'm gonna take the car in today and everything too, but yeah, that's what was on my list for today. The car, my car, not the other car that I'm driving. I'm just sick of driving that other car. It doesn't really go past like 30 miles per hour. Like, I can't take it on the freeway, and at 40 it's just like it makes this like whirring sound, and I'm just like, that's not supposed to happen. So yeah, I want to be free to just drive every street. I don't want to have to pick which streets I'm driving on, because some of them are a little faster than 40 miles per hour. And I was sending love to my friend, and that's kind of the end of yesterday. And today, basically my intention for today started with last night, just needing to get some rest. So I had some edibles. I'm not gonna say how much I had, but I had quite a bit of cannabis in my system last night from about 6:45 p.m. when I was pulling out of that dispensary. I had maybe about 3 milligrams of an edible, and then, I mean, they don't kick in right away, like, and it's like not even 15 minutes from the house, so I was comfortable with that. Tried a new vape cartridge, got a hybrid and got an indica raw garden. One's Caribbean Funk, that's the indica, and the hybrid is peach. These names are so hard to remember. Sour peach They both taste delicious. They're both very smooth. They're both very potent. When I first get a cannabis product, I notice it kind of hits me a little differently when it's like the first time I'm trying it. So, like different strains hit me differently, and it's hard to find the same strain every time. And I also got the Kanha cannabis infused tranquility gummies, flavor blue raspberry. Per piece, 5 milligrams CBN, 5 milligrams CBD, 5 milligrams THC. These things will knock you out. Which they did. And so I slept probably, I remember lights out before 10. I remember being up close to 11, right before 11. Like, I remember 10:50. I remember getting into the track that I was listening to, this Michael Seeley, Positive Affirmations. I'm trying to listen to that for 30 days to see. It just says to listen to it, and this is maybe my third consecutive night listening to it. But I did listen to it a few nights last week, but I wasn't trying to listen to it consecutively. So this is last night was my third night. I got into the affirmations, maybe 2-3 affirmations in. That's the last thing I remember. And I woke up at like 6:50 something, 6:57 or something like that is when I looked at my clock. So I slept good. Felt like I definitely knew I slept all the way through the night up to that point. And yeah, so that's my intention for the day, was basically to have a smooth morning. And I'm on a good start, having some coffee. Today I'm grateful for another sun-shining day. But mostly I'm honestly grateful that I have energy this morning. And that I slept well last night. I mean, people know I struggle. Like, it is not easy. I'm having a little coffee now. It's like the Folgers pre-ground coffee. It is by no means any high quality brand, but it tastes delicious. I put a little so 2 spoons of the ground coffee on top of that. I don't know what you call it. It's like a sieve filter type thing for coffee. That's like a cone where you put the coffee in at the top, and then you just pour hot water on top of it, and it filters the water right away, pretty much. I don't know what that's called, but that's the filter that I use because it's fast and it's easy. So 2 spoons of the ground coffee in that cone, and then because it filters it, it's like not super strong, but I haven't had coffee in quite a few days. I added like half a spoon of cacao powder, and then a little bit of ghee, and a little bit of MCT oil, so it's got a little oils, fats. My brain likes that combination. I feel like the cacao is a little calmer. The coffee does amp me up. And then just kind of for focus and just like brain kind of mental processing speeds, like the ghee and the MCT oil from the coconuts helps. But I didn't make like an actual bulletproof coffee, but that would be the ingredients I probably would have used. I don't think you have to use cacao, but I like cacao. I don't put any other flavoring in my coffee, really. like the ghee has it's almost like, so I don't know if this is where it came from, because I think in a lot of Indian cooking, I've noticed ghee shows up. And I'm not very knowledgeable about cooking or Indian cooking or whatever, but I'm just a little bit aware of like what's in some of my foods. I know that there's ghee in some of those foods. And then something I was watching, they ordered like a salted, like a butter coffee. And there are cultures where people put butter in their coffee. And I know with bulletproof coffee, people put butter, they put ghee. So I have this ghee that's like a squirt bottle ghee. It's a grass-fed ghee. You don't have to refrigerate this one. It just stays on the table. I don't know the brand, but it doesn't go bad or anything like that. And it's just like in a bottle. And so I just put squirts into the coffee and it just kind of melts in. But it has to be hot enough to melt it. But it doesn't take like a really hot temperature. Just anything warm will melt it pretty much. And then yeah, but it's pretty high calorie because it's basically like a kind of butter. And then MCT oil is also pretty high calorie. So usually if you make a bulletproof coffee, it's usually like, I don't know, 1 or 2 teaspoons, or I don't know the measurements, but it's more than what I put. But I usually put the cacao for the calming effect and the flavor. I feel like it kind of takes an edge off the coffee a little bit. And I think I always get the name wrong. It's called like Imalkesh or something like that. Imlakesh or Imalkesh or something like that. In a jar. It's in a glass jar from Amazon. So that's my morning fuel, even before breakfast. I'm kind of back on schedule today, finally. It's probably my first day back on schedule since last week. I had a couple days at the hotel in the mountains out of town where I was on schedule. But I was definitely pretty out of it last week. So yeah, today's to-do. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a routine today. The car thing is not urgent, but this is what I'm going to try to do today. So, podcasting this morning until sometime before lunch. I'll take the car over to the mechanic. And then what was I gonna say? Take the car over to the mechanic. Then, I'll be working on the store today too, online. I might do that in the afternoon and just podcast all morning, but I'm not sure yet. I need to find something to do for 30 days before this 30 days wears off. Let me see. So I'm doing these 30-day. I'm going to write down, I don't know if I'm really going to stick to that nighttime meditation. I don't know yet. This is going to be kind of part of the morning brain dump and how I'm feeling this morning too. But I don't know yet if I'm going to stick to that meditation. I can't write. These boxes are too small. Okay. I got the days wrong. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna put that over there. I'm trying to write these notes in this notebook, and I'm putting them in the wrong spot. Okay. I mean, I would be hesitant to be like, hey, come do this along with me, and then, like, if I drop the ball on it. But, I've been pretty good with this book. I think I did skip a couple days. like around 25, day 25 or so, I skipped a little and got a little confused and lost. But that was a weird week for me, honestly. Like, guys, last week was not ideal, and it was a transitional process. It was a portion of it. It was like one segment of a transitional process I've been going through with all this adjustment to stuff. So that was really just, you guys were along with me for a difficult week. Like I mentioned, nothing was really, it was like a lot of little things. Like my self-care wasn't on point. Like a lot of things weren't really like on point. But I, have been working on my patience to get past, because I was like, if I do nothing, nothing's going to change. Or, eventually it naturally just, I'll naturally, like, things will fall into place. Like, it's not, like, I've never had a time period where I did nothing and it just never got better. Like, for me anyways, like, it's, things are okay enough where there's a little bit of wiggle room for some bad times, or some hard times. But, it's about learning to get through it. I've learned a lot, for sure. Like, some of the things I can mention that I've learned, definitely things that help me, tools, if you will. And these aren't maybe the same things that work exactly for every person, but I would say tools, just to share them in case other people might benefit. And I talk a lot about cannabis and stuff. I mean, it's a part of my life. Just like some people have a glass of wine at night or whatever, like, it's just kind of a bit culturally a part of my life. Not really ethnic culturally, not like that so much, but I mean, I live in Southern California. California has a bit of a reputation for certain types of, natural products, and we've been at it with this cannabis game for ages. Like, everybody kind of knows, it's like not Southern California necessarily, but like, definitely there are many places in California that are popular for cannabis. And now that it's legal in the state, not federally, but it's legal enough that we can have this conversation and I can legally buy it and consume it and talk about it. It's definitely part of a regimen that, especially when I'm experiencing a lot of insomnia, I do have methods of kind of adjusting that. For me, CBN, CBD, with a little bit of THC. Now, that 5 milligrams of THC for me is a lot of THC. Like, I don't need that much. Even 1 or 2 milligrams usually is fine, because 5, I will definitely be pretty stoned. 2 is like, I can still say that, it's having like a psychoactive effect, but it's not like I can't like do what I'm trying to do. Like 5 milligrams, I would say that's more like recreational on my end, just to kind of like get my head in a fun place and like, really it kind of helps me, like if I'm trying to exercise, like exercising, cannabis I find helpful for that. Now Thursday when I was in the gym, I felt a little slow. I mean, I did have some C4 in my system, but I was like, or maybe that was Saturday. Saturday I felt a little slow. Like I was kind of like, I felt like everyone around me was moving fast, but I don't know. I had a lot of things in my system, like, the other days too. So, and then Sunday I had that whole bout of intestinal situations. So, yeah, today I might, I'm going to get some exercise. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. So I guess first things I gotta do, if I'm gonna write this down, first things I've got to do, it's gonna be breakfast. Dang, it's already almost breakfast. We are pushing into this morning in full force. I feel like I woke up this morning, was like, okay, let me make this coffee. This was around 7. And then I got this new scale, did my weigh-in. I didn't do it last Thursday because I was out of town. Like by the time, I like to do it first thing in the morning after a bathroom excursion. And then, so it's kind of consistent. So like Thursday mornings with pretty much nothing in my system after the bathroom even, and not really wearing clothing. And so I have the most consistent weight that time. And Thursday, I think for me, Thursday is a good day because, I might not have had like some weekend cheat days right then. And I might have had some opportunities to get in some workouts during the week and like have like my healthier eating a little more back on track. I feel like Fridays are like, I might not always be in town Fridays. Saturday or there might be company like Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, or I might just be eating like a burger pizza kind of weekend or whatever. So Mondays seem like they might be a little like not too accurate either. So I was like, yeah, Thursdays are kind of a decent day because it's like the last of the weekdays where I'm like usually kind of trying to get my days pretty in order. So last week I didn't do any weigh-ins, and the scale's been broken anyways. And the weekend before that I didn't do any weigh-ins. Sorry, the Thursday before that I didn't because that's the first week the scale was broken. It looks like January 26th or whatever, that's probably one of the last days I did any weigh-ins. No, is that right? Yeah, January 26th. So today, February 7th is the next day. And then as far as this 30-day thing that I'm doing with kind of this exercising, Monday, February 13th is the last day of it. It was kind of this like dance exercise movement, that project that I was doing. And before that, it was a splits flexibility stretching 30 days project that I was doing. I did not do good on this one. Didn't really get in any kind of dancing days, but I did get in some workouts, and so just other types of workouts. So I'm counting those. But I do these little 30-day things. So on that calendar, I started writing in the 30-day things that I was doing for this nighttime meditation. But I don't know for sure if I'm going to keep listening to that. But one thing that I do notice is because I know the track is like 2 hours long, and I know once I get to a certain point, I kind of know where I'm at in the track, so I can kind of track what I last was remembering hearing before I went to sleep. I'm trying to have my nighttime routine lights out before 10 p.m., so like 9:50 something, and then get off Instagram, no TikTok, none of that. No music past 9:30 p.m. because I tend to be listening to music. It might be soft, and then I'll hear something with like a pretty upbeat, tempo, and then I'll get all like, oh, I want to jam on this track, and then, oh, that whole album's really good, so let me listen to that. And next thing I know, I'm like rocking out. And so it's like, it kind of gets my energy up. Like I kind of have a tendency to like kind of hyped up music sometimes too. And every now and then, like even those lo-fi tracks for me, sometimes they'll have one that has like a little bit of a little upbeat tempo, and it kind of gets me kind of like, ooh, it's like kind of like a grooving song. So yeah, this morning I'm about to eat breakfast because it's almost 8:30 a.m. But I so I'm probably gonna do podcast till like 10:30 a.m. I'm writing this down so I have the schedule. 10:30 a.m. I'll call the mechanic around that time. I'm gonna empty out my car first and then call the mechanic, and then after I get the car down to the mechanic, I'll probably walk back. Maybe that would be a good time to get some exercise. I don't know for sure yet, but I think that would be good if I do walk back from the mechanic, and then I can get some exercise around 11. And then so exercise around 11, and then like that would be exercising from home maybe, or I don't know, I've been wanting to go to the beach, but if I can get the gas tank open. Last night I stopped by the gas station because the odometer is broken on the Oldsmobile, so I don't know how much gas is in it. There should still be like over probably about a half a tank, if not more, because I've only driven it really like 3-4 times. I haven't driven it that much since the last time I filled it. I haven't even driven it out of this part of the city at all. So, I don't know. But, I mean, it drives. So I haven't driven it out, and, yeah. So yeah, I haven't driven it out. And then maybe, yeah, so if I get exercise pretty early, once I'm walking home, that'll be maybe the what do you call it? Shoot. The warm up, and then I can exercise at home. I don't really want to exercise at home though. So I might go to the beach. I don't really know yet, but but yeah. And then take the other car to get the gas. If I can open the gas tank. Then have lunch around 1:45. Then after that, work on this store. I'm eventually gonna have to go back and get my car, but they'll probably have it till tomorrow, which is fine. I don't really need it. But because that would be nice to go to the beach. I've been wanting to go since freaking Sunday, and now it's Tuesday, and I'm like, man, I didn't go yesterday because I was out. And then you can hear my stomach. But yeah, so it's about 8:30 a.m. I should probably get on with what I'm trying to do. So that's about what I want to achieve today, and the morning brain dump and how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way. The edibles help me sleep. Basically, the coffee is getting me pretty energetic with all the stuff that I put in it too. It contributes to focus and kind of like a mental energy. But one thing I want to say is that for me, these types of things are strong. Like cannabis, coffee, all that kind of stuff is pretty strong for me. So for me to do it every day like this, I don't think tonight I can have as much cannabis in my system as I did last night. Like last night, it was just kind of like, my sleep has been pretty poor for a couple nights now. So, let's just help this along. And I didn't have any caffeine in my system yesterday at all. So I would have if the proper groceries would have gotten to me, but they didn't. So I didn't have yerba mate or my Four Sigmatic coffee that I had ordered in that delivery. At the moment, I want to continue feeling the way that I do. I don't want my energy to get to a point that it's too much to handle. Like that I get unfocused. Like sometimes coffee makes me not unfocused. And about the part where it says, are your words attracting what you want? For myself, I do notice that, I have been getting into some forms of doubt. Like, I notice, like the other day I kind of mentioned this, that I was having some doubt, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but basically when I think about something like independently working for myself, for example, like I think about that I have these time periods like this, right? Where it's like every so often I get like a week and a half, maybe up to 2 weeks where I'm a little off, and it doesn't happen like a lot. Haven't really tracked how long it happens or when it starts getting at its worst and coming down. But this one I can track from last Sunday. But I know I've been like going through things too. It's not like it just randomly happens. I don't think. And so this one, I was definitely just as part of this adjustment process going through some things. And I do kind of have these calendars and things, and I'm planning on keeping, I don't want to keep too many calendars and too many 30-day activities all like overlapping on all these different timelines and stuff. But I mean, in a way, 30 days kind of helps me, even if it's not 30 days for every single thing. So this book has helped me, at least for 30 days and kind of trying to like do something, get my head kind of in a better space. But I would say when I do think about like the work and career and job aspect of things, I do kind of notice that things like this get in my way. And working for a company, working for another person, for some reason, seems like there's a little more structure when I'm in these times to kind of like, okay, I gotta work at this time and get up and like log on to that meeting, and versus like if I'm doing it by myself, I think it's hard to kind of develop a disciplined routine. So I'm struggling with that. So I mean, I don't think I'm like way off, but it's like I do kind of notice like that it's definitely impacting. Like I do keep track of like what I'm doing. Let me see. looking at this notebook. So this is my 5th week off of work. 2nd week. Well, 1 whole week was this past Sunday of this strange experience. And then it's feeling better, kind of. Thursday I really was feeling better. Friday I was feeling better. Saturday was rough. Sunday was rough. Monday I didn't sleep good for Monday to be smooth. And then today, Tuesday, I feel fine, mostly because I think the edibles helped. And then this coffee that I concocted. But I'm going to make some breakfast. I don't have my avocados. Let me see. I think I've got my salsa that I love, though. I might make some eggs, a piece of toast, some veggie bacon. I have a smoothie, actually, so I'll probably drink like half of that smoothie. When I order takeout, these things last me for days. Like, and it's very, not very, planned. But yeah, because I got a little bit sick, but I am trying to eat a little lighter in some ways. So yeah, I'm gonna have the toast, the shake, or smoothie, whatever the heck. Toast smoothie. It's like a plant-based smoothie. It's a green smoothie. I don't know what it is, though. What's in it. I could probably find out. Let me see. So I'll probably have just like 2 or 3 eggs over easy. Or over medium. Let's see. It's from this place called Rockin' Juice. And oh my gosh. Okay, so did I mention yesterday I had the other half of that acai bowl and a Perfect Bar for breakfast. I'm out of Perfect Bars. I don't know. It says vegan protein powder. I don't see what's in the drink. Let me see if it'll show me. Can I go back in there? I don't know. Let me see if I can look it up. I know this isn't important, but I kind of want to know. I want to know what it's called. How many different places are there? So, let's see. If I look in the smoothies, it's called Gig. Kale, spinach, pineapple, banana, cinnamon, almond, let me start over. Kale, spinach, pineapple, banana, cinnamon, almond milk, super immunity, and then I added that vegan protein powder. So I'll have like half of that smoothie maybe today, and then maybe the other half tomorrow. And then yeah. Otherwise, hydrating, trying to get some exercise. I would prefer to go to the gym. I don't know, maybe I'll go to the gym, then the beach. I'm giving myself a pretty long window to exercise. So we'll see. And then after like 2 or after 1:45, I'll have lunch at like 1:45. Then after that, I'll start working on this online store till night pretty much. But I don't know. I'll see if I find a 30-day reading. I don't want to go into like some biblical reading type thing. That's not really my cup of tea for this podcast. I have been doing this like Egypt kind of study thing, but yeah, I don't know. But all right, so I'm gonna get my breakfast made and get on with this morning and see if I can stick to the plan. We'll see if the car thing happens. It's not really an urgent thing, but it's like if I don't ever do it or don't ever put it on the schedule, then it is never going to happen. I do need somebody to look at it, so I think the only thing keeping me from that is the walking back to the house, which isn't really that big of a deal. It's not that far, but it's probably like a half a mile, honestly. It's not that far at all, but I really get that lazy that I don't even want to walk that distance sometimes. But if I tack it on to part of a workout, it should be fine. And then, so doing that, and then, I don't really know what else. Like, just, I don't know. I feel like I get a better workout at the gym, but it's like so indoors. Like, I could do gym and then beach. It's just this car is like not sounding too hot, and I don't really know if I want to like risk taking it to too many places, because it's not starting too smoothly. Like, it starts, but it's like, it sounds like it doesn't want to really easily start. And I can't tell if it's a starter issue or the battery. Like, it was making that tick, tick, tick sound the other day. But it's been running fine. It's fine enough. Like, fine is relative, right? Like, it runs enough that I can drive it around town, and it's not like sputtering and breaking down and stalling and stuff, but it's not in perfect condition. So I don't really want to take it on a little adventure, even if it's just around town locally, and just get stalled and then have to tow and then get it fixed and all this kind of nonsense. It's like, I'm not trying to pay for this car to get fixed anymore. I've already paid so much out of pocket for that car, just so we can have like an extra little automobile just sitting around if needed, just to get around every so often. We've got basically 3 old cars. So I need mine to be in condition so I can sell it anyways. And so this will be for the first part of that process, because I feel like it would make more sense for me to drive my car than to try to keep driving these old other cars that break more than mine does. And then in the process, get my car sold and figure out another car situation. But I'm in no urgent need for a car. If this one still drives, I'll just drive it around LA. And then if I'm leaving LA, like going to San Diego or the mountains, I'll just get a rental or take the train or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm deciding on right there. Otherwise, yeah, I just need to find the 30-day activity. But yeah, I was just noticing, that I do have a lot of doubt about what I explained. So if I felt more confident about this kind of type of situation that I have that happens every so often when things are kind of feeling a little off, then I'd feel a lot more confident being able to kind of just do things without some corporation kind of holding me to like a pay rate or whatever. But this thing kind of really gets in my way. But, I've been lucky to have work where I can take PTO. It's usually the time when I would take PTO, step away from the job a little bit. But it's getting late. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna get off schedule if I don't go eat right now. So let me get some food in my system and get on with my morning. And thanks for listening.